So the party were gathered outside the lair of their enemies, where all of the orcs were holed up in a cave. Now, in the middle of this, Rachel the Rogue took up a position where she was hidden from view. She was out of sight, arrow knocked. Fred the Fighter was on the other side of the cave, hidden behind a boulder. Wally the Wizard created an image, an illusion of attackers sneaking up on the orc cave. Connie the Cleric sat back in cover, waiting for the opportunity to put an area of effect spell up. But as the illusion crept nearer, suddenly an agile orc came out and rushed at the illusion, was ready to cut it down. But before it could, Rachel took a bead, drew, and let fly an arrow that went right through the monster's neck and dropped it. With that, there were screams as more monsters erupted, and as they came boiling out, Connie the Cleric put up a wall of fire. Now, welcome everybody to Skills on Sunday for December 20th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond, and today we are talking a little bit about the Sharpshooter feat in D&D 5e, and we are going to see how that works and how your party might use that if somebody in the group has it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look, as we always do, at where the Sharpshooter feat came from and how it has evolved over the years. Alright, so the Sharpshooter feat doesn't have a single antecedent throughout D&D. It actually begins to appear during the era of 3rd edition, and Sharpshooter takes pieces from multiple other feats. There is a tree that you will see here called Point Blank Shot, and one aspect of the Sharpshooter feat is an echo, not a precise bringing forward, but an echo of the Far Shot feat, which that Far Shot feat increases the range increment by 50% or 100%. Now, with the Sharpshooter, you can't shoot any further, but in your long range increment, you don't suffer the disadvantage on your attacks. So that's a little bit of an echo of the Far Shot. And then the improved Precise Shot from 3rd edition, ignore less than total cover or concealment on ranged attacks. That is almost verbatim, word for word, brought forward into the Sharpshooter feat. And we can take a look at a couple of these. So we're going to take a look at the improved Precise Shot, see what that does. Ranged attacks ignore the effects of cover or concealment. And that means they just don't get the AC bonus. Now in 5th edition, there is a penalty on your attack because your target is smaller. So basically it is an AC bonus, but it's calculated as I think it's calculated in 5th edition as a penalty on your attack roll. And then the Far Shot, you can get further distance out of ranged weapons, such as a bow. Its range increment increases to 1/2. When you use a thrown weapon, the range increment is doubled. So that's, again, not quite the same thing that Sharpshooter does, but you can sort of see where Sharpshooter kind of echoes that in a little bit of a different way. Now in 4th edition, there were two other feats that are a little bit echoed in the Sharpshooter feat. One is the Steady Shooter. Again, this is kind of an echo and not a direct antecedent, um, because on the Steady Shooter you gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls with crossbow attacks if you haven't moved since the end of your last turn. Now, the movement thing and everything is not in there. Sharpshooter does have a provision for increasing damage, but it's a different trade-off that you make. With Sharpshooter in 5e, the trade-off is you sacrifice a little bit of accuracy by accepting a penalty on your attack roll in order to gain a bonus on your damage roll. And then also in 4th edition, there is the Bow Mastery feat, which was only available to epic tier characters, which is characters at 21st level and higher, so 21st through 30th level. And when you make a ranged attack with a bow or crossbow, you score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. Now, that's not a direct addition of damage, but by doubling the range at which you crit, that means instead of 5% of your rolls being crits, now 10% of your rolls. So effectively, that means that you are dealing more damage with your bow or crossbow attacks. All right, and we'll take a look at the subject of today's Skills on Sunday, the Sharpshooter feat itself. You've mastered ranged weapons and can make shots that others find impossible. You gain the following benefits. Attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on ranged weapon attack rolls. Ranged weapon attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. And before you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. And if the attack hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage. So you are sacrificing opportunity to hit in order to deal more damage to your target. And that is the Sharpshooter feat. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for today's Skills on Sunday. If you like everything that we're doing here on the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, click the post notification bell so that you too can be notified every time a new piece of content drops. And yes, if you want to, you can notify the band U2 that new content is on that. That would be wonderful. I'd love to have Bono, Edge, and the boys following the channel. That would be wonderful. So if anybody out there knows U2, ask them to click the post notification bell so that you too can be notified. All right. And in the description, you'll find all the ways you can follow me on social media and the ways that you can find my live streams over on my Twitch channel as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Please browse a while, check out some of the other videos we have on the channel, all kinds of D&D stuff. Archives of our live stream shows that we do on Twitch, as well as content about many different aspects of the game of D&D. All right, everyone, take care and good night.